Chapter 1: The Breach That Should Never Have Happened.
It began quietly, almost invisibly, the kind of digital tremor that should have been stopped long before it grew into a disaster.
And yet, in 2017, one of the largest credit bureaus on the planet was about to hand over the keys to millions of identities.
Equifax, a company entrusted with the financial DNA of half the United States, operating under the promise of airtight cybersecurity.
But beneath that promise, something critical had been neglected. A single update, a simple patch left unapplied.
And that oversight would soon unleash one of the most devastating data breaches in modern history.
Chapter 2: A System Built on Fragile Trust.
Equifax's business model was simple: collect, store, and analyze the personal and financial information of millions of people.
Social security numbers, birth dates, addresses, credit histories?
Data valuable enough to fuel identity theft, financial fraud, or digital blackmail for decades.
But to the public, Equifax didn't feel like a company you could choose to trust.
It was a company you had no choice but to trust, because the credit system runs on their data whether you like it or not.
And that made their responsibility to protect it even heavier.
In March 2017, a major vulnerability was discovered in Apache Struts, a widely used web application framework.
The flaw allowed remote code execution, a hacker's dream, and cybersecurity agencies publicly warned companies to patch immediately.
Many organizations scrambled to update their systems.
But Equifax didn't.
Chapter 3: The Missed Patch Heard Around the World.
Inside Equifax, the alert about the Apache Struts vulnerability was circulated. The patch was available, the instructions were clear.
All it required was proper communication and one responsible team verifying the fix.
But due to internal mismanagement, the patch was never applied.
Worse, Equifax's vulnerability scanner failed to detect the issue at all.
So the system believed everything was secure.
When in reality, the front door was left wide open and no one was watching.
Chapter 4: Attackers Walk In.
In May 2017, cyber attackers found the unpatched system.
And with one exploit, they gained access to the massive Equifax database, a treasure trove of identities.
Over the next 76 days, the attackers moved through the network undetected, extracting data piece by piece.
They stole names, social security numbers, driver's license details, even credit card information.
It wasn't a quick smash and grab operation. It was slow, methodical, invasive.
And Equifax's monitoring tools still didn't detect the intrusion.
It took until late July for security engineers to notice suspicious traffic leaving the system.
But by then, the damage was already irreversible.
Chapter 5: The Disclosure That Shook the Public.
On September 7, 2017, Equifax finally went public.
147 million people had been exposed, nearly half the US population at the time.
The announcement triggered outrage, panic, confusion.
According to reporting from outlets like Reuters and The Guardian, lawmakers demanded answers, cybersecurity experts condemned the negligence, and consumers were left wondering how long the stolen data would circulate on the dark web.
Equifax executives faced immediate scrutiny.
Especially after revelations that some leaders sold company stock in the weeks between discovering the breach and publicly announcing it.
The optics were devastating. Trust, already fragile, shattered.
Chapter 6: The Corporate Fallout.
The breach unleashed a wave of investigations.
Regulators found that Equifax had failed at basic cybersecurity hygiene, outdated software, poor network segmentation, insufficient encryption, and unverified patch management.
The U.S. Federal Trade Commission stepped in, issuing one of the largest penalties ever for a data breach.
Equifax agreed to a settlement valued up to $700 million, including compensation funds for consumers forced to clean up the fallout from the stolen identities.
Executives resigned, congressional hearings aired the company's internal failures to the world.
And the credit bureau industry was forced to confront a harsh reality. If one company faltered, the entire financial identity system was vulnerable.
Chapter 7: The Long Shadow on Consumers.
The consequences of the breach didn't fade quickly.
Social security numbers don't expire. Birth dates don't change.
The stolen information had lasting value, not just for immediate fraud, but for identity theft years into the future.
Victims were left to freeze credit, monitor accounts, and constantly guard against new attempts at impersonation.
And even today, cybersecurity experts warn that the data harvested in the Equifax breach could continue fueling crimes for decades.
Because once your identity is stolen, you can't simply reset it like a password.
Chapter 8, a final twist.
One of the lesser-known revelations came later. Internal Equifax audits had warned for years about weak cybersecurity controls.
Teams had repeatedly flagged outdated systems, poor patching procedures, and aging infrastructure.
But executives, focused on growth and efficiency, failed to prioritize or fund major improvements.
In other words, the warning signs were already there.
The breach wasn't just a technical failure.
It was a failure of leadership, accountability, and corporate culture.
And it remains a watershed moment in cybersecurity history.
Chapter 9, closing message.
The Equifax mega breach exposed more than data. It exposed how fragile personal privacy becomes when entrusted to companies that don't treat security as a core responsibility.
It proved that one missed update can evolve into a national crisis.
So tell us, do you believe companies today have learned from Equifax's mistakes? Or is another digital disaster already on the horizon?
Share your thoughts below.